Hello, long time no see. So this video, as I mentioned, I tried to outline the step that how you can add external library or packages to your TouchDesigner project. So for this one, I'm going to demonstrate how you can make use of, for example, like the system interpreter of Python, and then to integrate the external library back into any TouchDesigner projects. So let's start what we're going to do. Okay. And in order to find out which Python that you want to do, you want to download and install, the first thing that you need to check is from your TouchDesigner. And in a TouchDesigner, there's a dialog that you can find from the text port, which essentially is some kind of like a console display that you can have a look. The Python come with the TouchDesigner is 3.11. So in order to have the compatibility, you need to download 3.11 something in order to make it work with your TouchDesigner. So let's go back to our download. So this is the official websites of the Python distribution that as I am using my Windows computer, so I'm going to download from Windows. And as we indicate from the TouchDesigner, the download we're going to have is 3.11. So we scroll down to here. So this is the version 3.11.9. There are also a little bit of latest one, but the one come with the installer is this one. So the computer I'm using is 64 bits. So in this case, I click this one to download. And to save time, I have already hit download and put the installer in my download folder. So let's start making the installation. And the essential part that for this demonstration, I'm going to demonstrate the use of the system interpreter. So that means the Python program will be installed into the whole Windows system for the use of all users. So in that case, I need to add the Python to the path and select customize installation. And for the rest, I just keep it as it is. But the important thing that I need to do is for all users. That means I need to have admin rights in order for the installation, and also for have the admin rights for installing the other Python packages. So that one I move on, and remember to click here to install Python 3.11 for all users. And then the rest I keep the default, and then start the installation. It may take a while, but it's not too slow, hopefully, in this case. So we can also have a look of the destination of the installation that should be in the program files around here. And by the end of the installation, there will be something put inside the Python 3.11 folder. So let's get back to the installation process. So after this installation, we're going to install a number of packages that will be used pretty frequently in my later tutorial. And for example, like the OpenCV and the MediaPipe, that you can also integrate those facility or functionality into your TouchDesigner project. Okay, so it's probably take a few more minutes to complete the installation. And after the installation, we're going to check out, for example, like the pre-installed external packages that come with this installation. and then we will try to install a number of them in order to create the demonstration. Okay, successfully, and then we close. So the installation will be done in this folder. So this is all the installation, and there's a folder named LIB library, and if we click into and search for another folder called site packages, so you will find that there's some name that we will come across later, the PIP and the setup tools. So those are the two packages that can install by default into your default distribution. And you can also take a look of your TouchDesigner installation that is installed in the derivative folder in TouchDesigner, and in the bin folder there's also another folder called lib, and with the same name, site packages. So those are the pre-installed packages from the TouchDesigner distribution, so that we can also have a look at that. For example, the one that we try to work on with, like the numpy, NUMPY, this is an array manipulation packages that we're also going to install again, and then we can also make a comparison between the version and release, and compare the one we're going to install externally. Okay, so when we have the installation complete, so we can check out from our TouchDesigner. As we mentioned that the text port is like the console, we can also have a look. For example, like some of the pre-installed packages from TouchDesigner. So one of the very common one is the OpenCV CV2, and you can find the official OpenCV distribution from this particular website, and also its GitHub. And you can also have a look of the version of the pre-installed OpenCV package and come with the TouchDesigner, so we can make a comparison between this one and also the one we're going to install later, and then we can have a look of the difference. So this one is 4.8.0, which is the TouchDesigner version. Okay, and then we'll go back to our further installation. And after we install the Python, we already have the TouchDesigner. And you can also check that the TouchDesigner version I'm using is the latest one, which have better compatibility with the later packages that I'm going to install for machine learning. Okay, so for demonstration, I'm going to install the package OpenCV and also the MediaPipe, which is a very popular one in machine learning and also interaction design. Okay, so in order to install the external package, we'll make use of the terminal. And excuse me, as I mentioned, I'm going to use the system interpreter for the whole system, so I need the admin right. Okay, to check what we have already installed, we use the pip command, and you can have a look. So this is the only two library that we install by default with the Python distribution. And to look at the Python version, you can also use the Python version command. So this 3.11.9. So there's also another command that prompt up here is asking you to update the version pip. So the pip is the package management command for you to manage the installation of the external packages. And if you would like to check if you have the latest version of the packages, you can also use the pip command to list if there are any outdated packages. And if there are any outdated packages that show up here, that you can also use the pip command to install, but with the option of upgrade in order to upgrade to the latest version. And setup tools is also another very useful packages for the installation of other libraries and packages. Okay, so as mentioned, I'm going to install the OpenCV. And the OpenCV comes with two distributions. One is called the OpenCV Python, and the other is the Contribute Python. So I try to demonstrate the use of the installation of the second one, which also install the default one. Okay, so we're going to install this the OpenCV contrib, because like the contribution and then the Python. Along with this installation, the process actually will install other packages as well. So in coding, what I show you is the NumPy, that's the array processing library. So we can have a look by showing what we have just installed. So when we install this one, actually we can verify from TouchDesigner. And when we start the TouchDesigner, there's also another location we need to change or modify in order to make use of the latest packages from the Python installation is in the preferences. And in the preferences, there's an option that you can click is here. Add externally installed Python site packages to search path, and then you can click this one. And whenever you would like to use those external packages in TouchDesigner, it will search the external path, which is the Python 311 under the C drives and program files directory. And there's also another option that you can consider to check or not is search external Python path last. And I don't check this one at this moment, that you can have a demonstration that when you add, for example, like the OpenCV with your own version, that you can check out around here, which is 4.10.0. And as we have shown in previous demonstration with the in the console is 4.8 in the TouchDesigner version, and then we can save and then do the checking again. So we can import CV2 and then print out the CV2 small letter. And since we haven't restart this one, so we need to come back to TouchDesigner again to make it effective. Okay, and then we import CV2 again. It will show 4.10.0 so which is the latest one that we have just installed in this process. And other than OpenCV, as I mentioned, I also try to install the MediaPipe, which is a Google library, which is actually a very comprehensive one. And I believe there's also another TouchDesigner plugin that is here, and which is also very popular now. And this version actually make use of the JavaScript as far as I understand, and then send out the result of auto hand, face, body tracking information. I believe it's through the WebSocket, and then show the information to your TouchDesigner project. So in that case, there's an external program running in some form like a web browser using JavaScript, and then communicate through the socket. And the one I'm going to demonstrate later is try to integrate the Python version of the MediaPipe, and then to use it directly in the TouchDesigner environment. Okay, to install, we go back to our terminal, and then we do the same command, pip install MediaPipe. It may take a longer time because it will install quite a number of other packages which are required for the MediaPipe library. Okay, and during the installation process, I can also show you the other useful library that you can consider to install that I will demonstrate in later tutorial. So one of the very useful one I find it very interesting recently is this one, is the Ultralytics, which is a package that come with the use of the YOLO data or dataset in machine learning. So it's something like the object tracking and detection and segmentation in terms of identifying different objects within the screen that you are going to analyze, and then send you information about the tracked information. So it's come with different data set and also models. And personally, I make use of the YOLO 11 model pretty often, and use it for a number of tasks, which can be like segmentation, classification, pose detection, etc., etc. So we can have a look of them later. And the installation step is also very similar to the MediaPipe one. You just type in from here and then dot, 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 dot. And in that case, I also need to quit the designer in order to use it later. And then in order to use this the YOLO data set and models in your machine learning function, that it also requires some kind of machine learning platform. So the one that I use pretty often is the PyTorch, and for the installation of that is a little bit detailed in some way that is not as simple as typing the pip install command, because it's come with different version, and then it's also come with some kind of acceleration by using the GPU. So the one I'm installing my computer that come with the NVIDIA graphic card, there's the latest 12.4 CUDA, is the acceleration platform for the NVIDIA graphic card. So you also need to select, or if you don't have that, you may need to select the CPU And so to install that one, that you just copy and paste into your terminal, and then it will install it for you. So I don't intend to do that demonstration because that can take pretty long for the installation, like over 2 gigabytes of data. So that complete already the installation of the MediaPipe. So in that case, I go back to my TouchDesigner, and then to have a look of my installation result. So I import the MediaPipe as a short name called MP, for example, and then print out like the version again. So this is the common step to verify your installation usually, and to take a look like the 0.10.20, and then to compare it with what you have just installed right here, the MediaPipe 0.10.20. So this is the same version that we have installed right here. And then for today, probably we conclude around here for the installation process. And if you want to check out where all the packages are installed, is actually in the libraries or in the folders of your Python installation. There's the Python 311 around here, as I showed you earlier. So it's the site packages. So you now find that they include quite a number other names like the OpenCV one and the MediaPipe one, and also other names that come with the installation. So this is the location where the site packages are installed, and this is also the location that you ask the TouchDesigner to refer to in order to find out those new packages. And in fact, there are also other way for you to install the external packages, not to the system interpreter in the program files, but to your own personal directory. So for that kind of installation, I'm going to make another video for the installation later. And then the next step we're going to do is we finish the installation for the Ultralytics, YOLO, and also the PyTorch. The correct procedure usually is to install the PyTorch first, and then the Ultralytics, and then after that we're going to have some more fun in later video tutorial of using them in TouchDesigner. Okay, and stay tuned. Bye bye.